Hi everybody, today's focus is a homeschooling video. I'm going to talk about homeschooling high school and creating a course description and syllabus. I have my laptop here, so let's get started. So I'm homeschooling my 3 boys. They've been homeschooled their entire education career. Currently they are 16, 14, and 12, so we are heading into the 11th, 9th, and 7th grades. So let me give you a quick disclaimer as we get started. I don't know everything, okay? I have never graduated a child yet. I don't have a child in college. I am just learning as I go from different resources, which I'll share at the end. And I'm trying to share with you how I do things because I search for these things on YouTube and for blogs all the time. So I figured I would show you how I create course descriptions and a syllabus. So these are some of the things that I will cover today. Course descriptions versus a syllabus in a traditional school setting, homeschooling course descriptions, why you should even create a description or a syllabus, when should you write your course description, and some resources. Okay, so course description versus a syllabus. So I'm taking this information from a more traditional school setting so I can compare it to homeschoolers, okay? So a traditional course description is a statement about a course, and it's to help a student decide if they want to take the course. So I know in my area, our local high school has, it's a PDF that's just on their website that has a title of a course and a little description about what it is so students can decide if it's something that they want to take. That's the sort of thing that a course description is for a school setting. Let's look at some examples. So here's an example of a course description for a college. It happens to be the College of Western Idaho. Don't know, never been there, but I liked how they had their course description catalog on their website. Pretty easy to understand how they have it set up. They have a title, how many credits the course is, when they offer the course, brief description of what the course is, some prerequisites that you may need to take in order to take the course. There you have it, right? Gives just a little blurb about what the course is and what you need to have already taken in order to take the course. Pretty straightforward. And they do this for all sorts of different classes. Here's another example. This one is a course description book from a high school. It's Greeley Evans Weld County School. I don't know it. Like I said, I just start Googling. And let's scroll down and look at some examples. So here's one where they have the title Accounting, Fundamentals of Accounting Semester 1, the grade levels that you could take it. Are there any prerequisites? Nope. How many credits are you going to get, in a description about the course. So I view course descriptions more like a menu at a restaurant, right? Something that you can look at to decide, do I want to have that? Do I want to take that? It doesn't have incredible detail of what the class is and what you're going to learn or how it's graded or stuff like that, but it just gives you a little bit of an idea, like a menu, just a tasting of what a course is like. Now let's move on to what a traditional syllabus is. So a syllabus is an expanded version of course description. It might include things like the textbooks you may need, materials, grading scales, who's teaching it, assignments, and students usually receive a syllabus the first day they attend a course. Let's look at some examples. Let's look at Purdue University syllabus for Introduction to the Medieval World. So we can see already that the syllabus has a lot more information on it than a course description does. This again is a college one. It has a title of the course, a number that the course, the instructor, how to contact the instructor, how you find the instructor, course goals, things that the instructor hopes that everyone will achieve by the end of the course, required text, so the books that the students are going to need, blurbs about the readings, the lectures, the discussions. This is pretty detailed here, right? A reading and lecture schedule. So you can see right away, week 1, what you're doing, week 2, what are you doing, week 3, what are you doing, week 4, what are you doing. So again, this is usually given to college students so that they have a grasp on what is expected of them during this college course. Let's look at another example. So this is a high school advanced placement English and literature course. They have the title, when the class meets. Again, a very detailed course description. It's pretty detailed. the course purpose and goals, what students will learn, right? Students are expected to learn. The course format and policies. So grading scale, how things are going to be graded. The textbooks that the students will use. That's a lot of books. And then a course outline. What's going to happen in the first quarter? What are they going to learn? So it's very detailed. You can see this is much more detailed than a course description, which again is just like the little menu to kind of get a taste to see if you want to take the class. This, you would receive your syllabus on probably the first day of school or so, where you really get a detailed taste of what this class is all about and what is expected of you in this class. So those are the traditional course descriptions and syllabus. But what about a homeschool course description? So when I went searching on homeschool groups, different web pages, blogs, Facebook groups, and I was trying to find out, like, what do we do for course descriptions for high school? I found that in the homeschooling world, parents are putting together course descriptions that were really more like a syllabus style description instead of just your classic small course description. What I have found are that the things that people put in a homeschool course description are things like description of the course, textbooks, how it's going to be graded, is the course online, co-op, early college, self-taught, were there any prerequisites for it, outlines of what's going to be taught when, field trips, scope and sequence. So I was seeing all of these things on homeschool course descriptions. So to me, this doesn't follow your traditional school course description, but is more of a description syllabus kind of mesh put together thing. So I started writing one when my oldest son was in the 9th grade. So here's an example of the format that I use. I put the subject at the top. I write course description. Geometry is a mathematics course where a student will. If someone wanted a very shortened version of this, I could always just copy and paste this first paragraph. I then put on textbooks and materials, objectives, what are they going to learn, grading, how I'm going to grade the course, or how it's graded if it's like an online course or someone else is grading it, and then a tentative course outlining and pacing guide. Here's an example of a course description that I wrote for biology. So we have the title, biology, course description. The objective of this course is to develop an understanding of biological concepts using the scientific process, on and on, in the subtopics of the things that we're going to be going over. Okay, now there were no prerequisites for biology, right? This would probably be a great place to put something like that. Let's say if it was Algebra 2, it would be a great place to say prerequisite, make sure you've taken Algebra 1 before you're taking Algebra 2. The textbooks and materials, the stuff that we use, the whole biology book, a lab notebook, the illustrated guide to home experiments, various lab materials. I didn't put every lab material here because it would take pages. Anyway, what's the objectives? I came up with some objectives. Student will develop a better understanding of biological theories, practices, and methodologies. How I did the grading. Grading, we did homework at 25%, quizzes and tests at 50%, and labs at 25%. So you're probably saying as a homeschooler, like, what? Are we talking about homework? All right, so for us, the way we worked it out was that he was doing biology on his own. I wasn't sitting next to him. He would read the chapter and answer the end of the chapter questions. That was homework, okay? You could call it classwork/homework, if that makes you more comfortable. Doesn't matter. Quizzes and tests were 50% of the grade, and his labs were 25% of his grade. They had the tentative course outline. Basically, I took the units that were in the whole textbook, because that was what we were following, and just kind of wrote them out there. So that's how I approach creating a course description for a homeschool high school student. Okay? But now, why should we even bother creating a course description or a syllabus? The first reason is for your own records, right? Isn't it nice to have records of what it is that you did with your child? Of course it is. College or high school dual enrollment. If your student is college bound, most likely the college or university is going to ask for a transcript For a homeschooler, you're probably going to be asked for course descriptions because they're trying to figure out what did you actually do here, okay? Or perhaps there is a high school dual enrollment program you want to have your student take part in, or trade school, and they need some sort of idea of what it was that the student had done in a particular course. Yeah, college, university admission. I'm sorry, the first one was early college, or high school dual enrollment. College or university admission. The military, I do know of a student who was joining the military and they needed all the course descriptions of every course they had taken. Scholarship applications may ask for it. I have one friend who said that they were asked for course descriptions for a scholarship or an employment training center. All of these things, there may be more reasons, right? But these are places that may ask for a homeschool course description or syllabus, or a combo of both of them really, so that they can discern what the student did, right? Because they look at a transcript and they'll see a grade. They'll say, oh yeah, so you're saying that your student got an A- in British literature. Well, what do they read? What do they do? They may want to dig deeper and find out more about the courses that the child had taken. And if your child isn't college bound or doesn't want to do any higher education or isn't interested in the military or trade or anything, that's why I say it's good for just your own records. Because what if 5 years down the road they change their mind and they want to do something and they come to you and like, Mom, so basically thanks for giving me that transcript, but now I need some course descriptions. You have it all set and ready to go. Another reason why I think it's great to create a course description or syllabus is if you have multiple children. So now I have a 9th grader coming in, right? He's going to start 9th grade. I can look back and say, what did I do with my oldest in 9th grade? I legit can't remember everything. So I can look back at what we did with my 9th grader and use that as a basis to start my middle guy's 9th grade journey. Okay. So now you know what it is, why you should create one, when should you actually write a course description. I start writing a course description when I'm planning for the next year. I just start it, I kind of just get it ready, I have the template ready for it. When I receive Curricula in the mail, I flip through it and then I fill it out a little bit more, and then I edit it throughout the school year. There are times when maybe we don't read a book that I thought we were going to read. Delete that one out. There are times when I may add in a book that I didn't think we were going to read. Add it in. And then I review it at the end of the school year. So it's kind of a process. It's not something for me that I write once and I say, okay, good, we're done. It's fluid, as with homeschooling, things change. Like I said, books change. So that's how I approach it. Next, let's look at some resources. The easiest resource to use is the Curricula that you are using. Okay? Read their descriptions. Oftentimes, they will say ways that they think this course could be graded. Take the information that the writers of this Curricula give to create your course descriptions. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. A lot of it is already written down in places. Another great resource to go to are your homeschool groups and co-ops. Do you have an active homeschool community in your area? Seek out the homeschool high school parents. Ask them for how they have completed their course descriptions. There is a website by Binz. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. The Homeschool Scholar is the website. I'm not affiliated with this person. I do not know this person at all. I just know that they have decent information on their website. It's homehighschoolhelp.com, and there's lots of different resources and information here. So you can peruse this site and get a lot of information. I recently just purchased this author's book. The book I purchased was Setting the Record Straight. So a YouTuber and friend of mine, the Townsend House, she suggests this for everybody that asks questions on what to do for high school transcripts and course descriptions. So I did just purchase it. I have not read this completely yet. I flipped through it and I liked what I saw. So I do think it's a decent resource if it's something that you're looking for, like I like a paper book sometimes when I'm researching things. So give this one a try. I'll put the name of it in the description for you. And then two of my favorite resources to go to when I need help with anything homeschooling. My two favorite homeschool groups is It's Not That Hard to Homeschool High School and the Hip Homeschool Moms Community. You guys, these two groups are phenomenal when it comes to needing help with homeschooling. You could write a course description, put a post and say, hey, what do you think about this description? And people will help you. The moms in these groups are fantastic and they're always willing to help. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you. I do have a video about how I create a homeschool transcript. I can link that in the description in case you're interested in that. And if there are any other homeschool topics that you would like me to talk about, let me know. Put in the comment section and I will do my best to get to them. Take care. Have yourselves a great day.